How about you? Welcome to Hamiltonville Farm. In this video, we're talking barn wood. Stick around. Hey everybody, welcome to Hamiltonville Farm. If we've never met before, I'm Hank, and my wife Gina and I have turned an old hay barn into our home. And so I wanted to show you some of the barn wood that we used and some of the old beams that we used to make this process happen. I actually had a guy send me a message and ask about some of the wood inside the house. So I think this would be a great opportunity to show you what we used. And let's go ahead and start in the foyer as you enter the house. Now this is the foyer, but let me show you a couple pictures of what it looked like when we installed the first beam. You know, when we were putting that first beam up, we were getting pretty excited about what it was going to look like on the finished product and stuff. But these beams, all the wood that you see here, it came from an old tobacco farm out of Gadsden County, Florida, about the 1800s, mid 1800s. And we were able to find this wood through a guy on Craigslist, oddly enough. So we were pretty excited about that. So let's go show you some more of the wood that we got from him. Now, one of my favorite pieces of wood in the house is this header beam that we got here. It's actually a 2x12 header that we built, wrapped in this old wood. And the reason I like this so much is because of the circle kerf marks that you can see. You know, so when this thing ran down the sawmill back in the day, this was the floorboards out of that tobacco barn I was telling you about. And so me and my buddy put that up. Let me show you a couple pictures of me and him putting that thing together. When we put this header up, now the code for where I live, the code says you cannot expand, you cannot have an expansion of 12 feet without some bracing in it. So we didn't want to put like another column in here. This was a whole wall, and so we added these little angle braces here and just simply put lag screws in them to kind of hold it up. But all this timber come from that old tobacco farm, and this is the floorboards that came out of it that we wrapped the 2x12 header with. I think it turned out really great, and the circle kerf marks really give a lot of personality and a lot of character to this beam. A couple things I wanted to mention about the kitchen is, one, these beams that we have here, they were 20 foot long when we purchased them. So they were like hanging off the back of the trailer and stuff as we're pulling, you know, going down the road with them or whatever. And so we actually used all 20 foot of this beam, not in this particular section, but I'll show you where we used the rest of it here in a sec. And also what I love about these beams is we left, you know, when we first got them, we saw the nails. I don't know if we can zoom in on the nails there, but I was like, man, those, should we take them out? Should we leave them in? And ultimately, we made the decision to leave those in. And I'm so glad we did, because it just screams, hey, look at this rustic beam in your modern farmhouse, I guess you say. But really like the look of these beams. And I'll show you a picture of us putting these the beams getting installed before we got it all painted and finished up here. Take a look at these pictures. We got all the barn wood from the guy off Craigslist that I was mentioning earlier, but we also found some newel posts on Facebook Marketplace, I think it was. I can't remember now. But anyway, we found, during our search, we found these really cool newel posts, and we wanted to add those as well. And so we found those in an old farmhouse in Shiplap, Florida. And so a guy had pulled them out and, you know, was getting rid of them, and we were very excited to get them. And they go good on the bottom of the original staircase in the hay barn. And what I love about this staircase is the fact that as you walk up it, it creaks. And I thought that was pretty cool. But the beam that we attached the newel post to did come from that same supply that we got. And I think it's really cool. And if you look at this, and someone probably, you know, if you leave me a comment below, see if you can tell what this is, because I can't figure it out. It looks like maybe some letters or a number. That looks like maybe it's an L, or maybe it was a 7, and that was a I don't know. But if you can see that, if you can make that out in a video, I'd love for you to leave a comment about what you think that is. But that definitely looks like someone put that there on purpose. One of the last pieces I wanted to show you was the mantle and the fireplace. And so this mantle is a piece of cedar, and it come off of St. Vincent's Island in the kind of the Big Bend area of Florida, I guess you'd say. And what's really cool about this is it's got this crotch figure here, you can see here, and then it's got these wormholes here in this area. So this piece of wood is really, really, really cool to look at, and it's got all these little features in it that just, you know, just adds a lot of character to it. One thing we know about this piece of wood is the last time that they harvested wood from St. Vincent's Island, for as far as we can do in our research, or tell in our research, is in the 40s, so the 1940s. So when we got this piece of wood from the guy we got it from, you know, who knows how long he had it. He probably had it 80 years or whatever, the older gentleman. But anyway, how we attached this was simply when we built the fake chimney, I guess you'd say, we just stuck some metal rods out of it, drilled the holes in back of the cedar mantle, and stuck it on there that way. Lined it up, turned out really, really good. And if you remember earlier, I talked about we used all of the 20-foot beams in our kitchen. And how did we use the rest of the beam? We used it on our fireplace. And so we thought this was a really cool accent around this fireplace surround. And so let me show you some pictures of what it looked like when we were starting this fireplace. I think it was a really cool idea that Gina came up with. And so we had a surround there. It's just a thin piece of Luan plywood. And then we added, I took the end grain off of those beams in the kitchen ceiling. I cut them off in 1/2-inch pieces, and then I just put one finish nail here and glued them, and then tacked a nail in the center of them, and so they hold up pretty good there. So we're really excited about it. It almost looks like brick from a distance, so we're really excited about that. I know this was a quick video, but I wanted to get it out there to show you some of the barn wood and the beams that we used to create this place. We're really excited about this place because, you know, when we bought the property, it was just an old hay barn, and we were like, you know what, we can really do something special with this. And Gina had a vision, and I had a strong back. So she said, hey, let's turn this into our home. And that's exactly what we've done. We've been really, really pleased on how it turned out. Anyway, if you want to see pictures of the whole barn home conversion, follow us on Instagram at Hamiltonville Farm. There's tons of pictures on there, and we like to kind of show it off because we're proud of it. But anyway, hey, thanks for watching the video. There's going to be a subscribe button below. You can click on that. Sometimes there's a picture of a barn that pops up. Sometimes it don't. So, hey, you never know. If it pops up, click on it. If it doesn't, there's a link below. It's a red button that says subscribe. We'd love for you to follow us along as we do life on our hobby farm here at Hamiltonville Farm. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.